to care, but I don't know. Your words can't shake my bones, though. I'm stronger than you know. Your fire can't melt my soul, no, no.
Do a little chatting.
Yep.
Piss a few people off. A lot more than a few, probably. Everyone.
We're going to piss a lot of people off, but I think we're going to also make a lot of people happy because we're going to say what they want to say, what they're thinking. We're going to say the quiet part out loud.
If you don't find something to relate to, like, get out of here.
Get out.
Look right in the eyes. Get out.
Bye.
In the shadows, I found my light. In the chaos, I found my fight.
All right, y'all. We're excited to announce a new sponsor for the network, Goon Tape.
It's made from an ultra strong blend of natural and synthetic fibers to help keep you on target and in the fight,
Even when the work gets wet. You can also use it in the gym. Ladies, buy it for your husbands for their guns. All the guys use it on their guns. We use it on our dip machine and our pull-up bar. So it's very versatile. Gets grippy when wet. So get it wet, get it grippy.
and get it going.
Goon Tape. Check them out at goontape.com and use antihero15 for 15% off.
Hello. Welcome back to our
Me eating ice.
us doing a live and Heather eating ice at the moment we're supposed to be speaking. Happens every week. Hope you enjoy it.
Hi.
Yeah. What do you have to say for yourself?
I like ice.
Heather supports ice.
I support ice.
Heather is an ice supporter. She just wants us to know that every week she comes in here and gives a little crunch just to remind everyone whose side she's really on.
Yep.
Yeah. So, but you don't like thick ice members. You only like the little thin, little crispy ices.
I'm okay with thick.
I never see you.
I'm not ice
crunching on.
It's a specific brand.
Right.
And sometimes.
Oh.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yes.
So you're icist.
Yes.
Okay.
Checks out for me. I'm
Just
even
kidding.
particular about ice.
Yeah. Even the ice has to be a specific.
Right. So
Big
what's
man
been going down?
Yeah, I guess like what has been going down this week for me, lots of stuff. I don't really know. Okay. I don't know. I get to the point. I can't say it.
What the fuck?
Just a lot of things have happened this week that I like have been very surprised by. I'll say that. And you never know who's listening. You know, that's just something.
Pride in here.
That's just something that is.
I'm asking for a specific reason.
No, Pride's mad at us right now.
Oh,
Natalie, I'm dead.
no, I remember.
Natalie, I am so dead. It's 100% my low iron, my anemia, my high histamine.
I was like, what is
my-
ferritin?
Ferritin's like iron, like
Mm.
blood count. That's why I actually is. Yeah. Whoa, it was a 3. I think under 9 is like a problem. Mine's always, yes. We're also doctors. I don't know if y'all know, but we're attorneys, we're doctors, we're psychologists.
Mhm.
I think we were even cops at one point.
Well, for myself, I don't like to consider myself all knowing because that's just for the Lord, but I'm most knowing.
Yeah.
You know,
well, we can be those things and not be all knowing, but we are. We have professional experience in all of those fields.
Yeah.
Proclaimed, mind you.
Yeah.
But you know, so yeah, that's.
I feel like,
and you don't want to. You're just gonna leave.
Is everything open ended? Well, I don't know. We might be listening. Like,
can we just say? Can we
say what? Okay, wait. Can you hear? What do you want to say? No, I
can we just say the.
Okay, okay. I'll address it. Fine, guys. I'll address it. Okay. You know, last week how I came on here and I said a lot of things about
a ghosting situation.
About a ghosting situation. Okay. Well,
said ghoster may or may not have watched the live. The entire live.
Yeah.
And
I gave him a second chance, guys. Okay, I'm sorry. I told you I would. I told you I would. And I did. And if you're listening to this now, thank you. I'm sorry for what you are going to witness in that comment section. So
Yeah. So
Just-
she
just
gave the ghoster a second chance because
I
he watched
did.
the live and that
yeah, because what do you mean you're gonna watch
stirred
what you're
a
gonna
little pot.
that's like some might find that creepy. I found that very endearing. I found that very very like hot.
I'm not going to.
I was like,
I have my opinion on the fact
What do you
that
mean
it
you be
took
knowing
all
about me?
that to stop the ghosting trend.
yeah.
And
But yeah, I'm sorry. I brought it up last time. I had to address it this time.
so hi, I'm Heather and I can be your worst nightmare. So just keep that in mind.
LOL.
Keep that in mind. Tessa does listen to my advice.
Yeah. But I am
And-
also in my own right very crazy. And I feel like I've let that be very known as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which seeming.
I just think that second chance is
Yeah.
there ain't no third chance.
Hey, you guys got to give Jay props for being in here. He's supposed to.
Jay, oh yeah, Jay
Wait, isn't
wasn't
it like
able to-
super
it's like
late
he's
or early or something?
probably sleep deprived and not doing well.
He said he was going to bed an hour ago.
Jay,
Yeah.
mental health is a really big problem in this world. So please don't deprive yourself so much of sleep that you go into psychosis and then kill somebody. Don't do that.
Yeah. You can go into psychosis, just don't kill someone.
Yeah.
That's really kind of the message. I
Yeah.
feel like because I don't know, maybe psychosis could be a little fun. I don't
Mhm.
know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
it's just one of those things. I've
Being
never
manic and
wait, have I
psychosis is
been
different, right?
Yes,
Oh, okay.
I think.
I think so. Because I'm manic
Chat, can
quite
you let
often.
us know what's the difference between mania and psychosis since there's a doctor in there?
Yeah.
Natalie, knowing
Yeah.
since there's a doctor in there today.
So, okay. Well, I think
Yeah.
we should just get into it because
Talk
there was
about-
a very interesting live today. I don't know. I
Yeah.
caught parts of it. It was on at 1 p.m. Eastern time,
Eastern Standard Time.
And
That was
you know,
weird.
I think that the men spoke. And here's where I agree. I
Mhm.
agree with them in the aspect that psychosis and all of these things does not excuse heinous behavior. I don't think it excuses it. I don't think it makes it any less serious. I don't think it makes it any less tragic. I don't think
Right.
it makes it okay.
Right.
I think that the problem of, well, and we're going to get into it, but I think the problem that we're seeing on social media right now is that me and Tessa are looking at evidence. We're not
Mhm.
looking at, we stand with the woman because she's a woman and her husband's a
Right.
poopy head. Like nobody's doing that. And the people
Whoa.
that are doing that, I do think are stupid. And I do think that they watched a little too much true crime. And I think
Mhm.
that they're getting ahead of themselves. That's not where we stand. And that's what I was trying to explain is we're
Yeah.
not sitting here going, well, you know what? He should have been a better husband and it's okay if she killed her children. Nobody feels that way.
Right.
Well,
I don't think she killed her kids.
yeah, we're
Like,
gonna get into
that's
that.
like-
No, I'm saying that that's
I'm
where
like,
the
what?
disconnect is we don't think that she did it. And it has nothing to do with her being a woman or her postpartum or anything to do with any of that. Because here's the thing. If he was sitting there and she did all the things he was doing,
Mhm.
I would feel the same way. Like it has nothing to do with her being a woman.
Oh
Like
yeah.
zero
Yeah.
to do with her being a woman.
Right.
Zero to do with her having postpartum.
Mhm.
I think that her postpartum and the things that she said publicly,
Mhm.
and by publicly, I mean to doctors and to witnesses,
Mhm.
he was like, ooh, I have an opportunity here to have a perfect explanation as to when this happens
Mhm.
and how this happened.
Right.
I can explain, it's so easy to
Right.
say. And a lot of men are like, they just don't want her. And they just so don't want her to be guilty. They just don't want to believe that a woman could do this.
Well, okay,
Oh.
wait, but also,
Women are
Of
monsters.
course, nobody wants to believe
Oh yeah, nobody wants to believe
that.
a mother would
Nobody
do
wants
that.
to believe a mother would kill her kids,
They do.
but they do.
They do.
Like,
And we are the first to say that we are not going to sit here and say that women are incapable of that or we don't
Mhm.
want to believe that, or poor her, or this or that. Like, yeah, if she was going through a mental health crisis, anybody going through that, it's unfortunate. And
Mhm.
if the loss of life
Mhm.
occurred because of that, it's even more unfortunate, and she should be held accountable. However,
Mhm.
there's so many holes in the story that can't be ignored. And I did watch parts of the live. I saw Jake break down a timeline. Now,
That was Chode.
it was Chode. Okay. That put up like that timeline.
Yeah.
Okay. So Chode, sorry. Sorry, Jake. Sorry, Jake. Forgive me.
Jay gave 10 pounds for the girls.
Thank you.
Thank
Then he also
you.
said you're wrong on this, and she did do it, and she had to run with it. And I'm gonna get rage baited. I could just tell.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. No, I gotcha. I gotcha. And she did say she did it, and there is some explanations as to that.
Mhm.
It's that fact that she, I think, was told she did it, and
Yeah.
she thought she really did do it because
Yeah.
she was in psychosis. Nobody's denying that she wasn't in psychosis. No
Mhm.
one's denying that
She was also on
admitted it.
a heavy sedative.
Like 5.
Yeah, like
I
two
think she
times
went through
the
13 medications. So
two times the
nobody's denying
the normal
any of
therapeutic
those parts.
dose.
And that I do believe she thought she did it. She heard like a male's voice saying that she did it and to do
Mhm.
it, and this is what you need to do. And that's in court. That's not like Instagram reels that we're going off of. But the problem is the timeline that was read on someone else's live was a timeline that he gave.
Mhm.
Now the court
Mhm.
dismantled that timeline.
Mhm.
So yeah, I can also read the timeline he gave, and it sounds great. It sounds
Mhm.
wonderful. It sounds perfect.
Yeah.
But then when you look at the video footage and the phone calls and where things were pinging,
Mhm.
it doesn't match that timeline.
Right.
So that's wonderful that that's what his info that he gave is. And by he, I mean Patrick Clancy. That's great.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, I'd love to go off of his timeline. His timeline sounds wonderful. It adds up perfectly.
Well, yeah, but if we had gone off of, let's say Chris Watts' timeline,
Right.
we would have thought his wife killed his kids too.
Right. And do
But
we
that's
know the Chris
absolutely-
Watts story? Maybe they don't know.
Yeah, you guys know Chris and Shanann Watts. He had a mistress. He killed his wife that was pregnant, and then stuffed his 2 little girls inside of oil drums at his work site. That
And
is
it
what
was
he did.
led to believe that she
And he was taking, like, he was doing interviews being like, I'm searching for them, looking for his missing wife, all this stuff, and people started being like, wait, you're acting kind of weird. And I feel like that's exactly what's happening with Patrick Clancy, is like at like the initial story, because Chris Watts' initial story was very believable.
Right.
They were going through so
in
much
fact,
stuff.
people felt awful.
They felt
for
awful
him.
for him.
Yes,
They were
same
like
with Scott Peterson.
exactly the same thing with Scott Peterson. But now that we're seeing them, there's just something about like when the husband of something like this goes and he's just spotlighting himself in a way that's like, okay, but wait, do you like actually care? Like, wait, something is off about his behavior. And
Mhm.
whether or not like he actually did it or she actually did it or whatever, like one thing that I can say for certain is something is very off about his behavior. And I know that everybody reacts differently to like trauma, and like you never know what you're going to do in a stressful situation, but there's just some things that like aren't really adding up, that like it just doesn't seem like something that someone should be able to do, like,
Right.
right after their kids are brutally murdered.
So let's talk about it. So on TMZ, which, I'm not a fan of TMZ. I think I have my issues with TMZ. But their lawyers are live now, so don't go watch them. Watch us instead. But they are breaking down is Patrick Clancy the real killer? Like, because
Mhm.
obviously that's, people are torn on that.
Mhm.
There's the half that say, well, yeah, she said she did it, so she did it, end it there.
Mhm.
Right? There is multiple cases where someone is in psychosis and they admit
Yeah,
to doing things
People
that they
do
didn't
false
do.
confessions all the
Yes.
time.
Yes, correct.
All the time.
So I think that it's not us defending a woman. It's that if none of this stuff was happening that didn't add up on his end, I would
Mhm.
not question this for a second.
Yeah.
I just wouldn't. I would have been like,
Yeah.
wow, she must have been really fucked in the head. And she, a lot of people call it and this is not me saying demon possession, but a lot of people that are in these situations go, the devil told me to do it. I heard a voice. It was the devil. There's many cases where moms drown their children in the bathtub and they even say, God told me to do it.
Yeah.
God said, someone told me to do this.
Usually it's people saying God told me to do it.
Right.
That's usually the psychosis. Yeah.
But, and they think that they're saving their children. Like one lady, I forget her name, but she was saving her children from this evil world. And that God said, this is how you get them in heaven and they're safe, and kill them. This is what you need to do.
Yeah.
So yes, is there many cases where there's psychosis and they do this? Absolutely. And that's not the issue here. That's not what I have an issue with. I have an issue with the
I like how I said bruv.
What? I have an issue with some of the things that he is not adding up. So let's get into some videos. I'm gonna send this one
like
in. Send it to you, Tyler.
Yeah.
Just as to, and what are the people
let's not
saying?
forget the people that are saying, certain things are verified in court. You might not be seeing, everything. Like obviously I've been tracking the
that's
court
what I've been
case
saying
itself.
about I'm sorry, I'm engaging. I said that's what I've been saying about the like the timeline thing. Like it doesn't add up at all, because that's what they said in the thing just now. It doesn't add up at all. And then I also
actually didn't the court verified actually opposing stuff. Like the prosecution verified it, but you can't just listen to the prosecution. That's why there's a defense. Like
no, they're saying like they said his timeline didn't add up, and the court verified that it didn't add up.
I thought he said it did, because Donut, I think, says, okay, so can you play that one? The timeline. What did Donut say?
He said the timeline isn't just Patrick's
side of the story. It was verified by court. Well,
sorry, you guys know I can't read.
Yeah, it was verified by court, but there's always two sides, right? So this video I find interesting.
Everyday therapist, mother made gift and a virgin, nurse and a servant, just an appendage, lip to attendance, so that he never lifts a finger. 24/7 baby machine, so he can live out his picket fence dreams. It's not an act of love if you make her, you make me too much labor. All day, everyday therapist, mother made gift and a virgin, nurse and a servant, just an appendage, lip to attendance, so that he never lifts a finger. 24/7 baby machine, so he can live out his picket fence dreams. It's not an act of love if you make her, you make me too much labor. Babies in my eyes are bursting. If our love died, would that be the worst thing?
Can you see that?
No.
He's wearing different shoes.
Oh yeah. No. I knew that. Yeah. I can't see the video.
Okay.
But yeah, no, I do think that's weird. Let me and you hate this, but play devil's advocate for just a second. So if he was out cheating on his wife, maybe that's why he changed.
Right. Well, I don't think in that
you know what I mean?
I don't see, and that's an interesting theory. I don't
think
that's
hold on. Because I have a past. I have a past where I've done some things. I have a past that I'm not necessarily proud of. And I will say it only takes 10 minutes. And if you intentionally met up with, like, if you're leaving your house, you're like, okay, like I have 10 minutes. I'm going to see you. Let's do this thing. And then you're like, oh my God, I smell like you. Mm-hmm. I need to change my clothes. Mm-hmm. So if it's possible, if he was out cheating on his wife with that woman,
that was 18 minutes from CVS to the 3V, which is the restaurant he went to.
Yeah.
So that was 18 minutes. I mean, it's possible, but unlikely that that's when he was doing that. Well, because they did show that when he left to go to CVS, what he says he left to go to CVS, it takes like 3 to 4 minutes to get there or whatever. And there was like 17 minutes lapsed and just some of the time, like they were like, so why did it take so long to get there? Cause like, and essentially some people are like, well, cause he didn't leave yet. And then his laptop pinged, the search at his house still, when he said he was gone. He said, I was gone at this time.
Yeah.
And then the laptop pinged, which then they said, because it was 3 to 4 minutes away, he still could have been there at that time and still left and been on CVS on the camera. Right. So That's still possible.
Right.
And these types of cases happen all the time where somebody says a timeline and you're like, well, and you have to map everything. And could there be
Right.
traffic? Could there be this? And they have to
Yeah.
check all the things, right? So they said it is possible that he could still have been at the house later than he said he was. Okay. Now, what is the reasoning you think for, aside from infidelity,
Mhm.
the changing of the outfits?
Genuinely, that I can't, like, I can maybe understand a change of shoes. Let's say you stepped in a puddle, you stepped in something, you know, you're like,
But
oh
you
my
just
gosh,
carry
like,
shoes with you?
well, he's a runner, so yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I always have
Or did
extra
he
shoes in my car.
Or did he go to CVS and then go home because it's only 3 minutes away, and still he would have
Right.
still been able to get to 3B
Yeah.
in that 18 minutes?
Yeah. I mean, that's also possible. What I'm saying is, like, what I think those things that are getting like nitpicked at, I don't think that's like the biggest.
That's
like,
not the smoking gun. No,
No.
it's adding all of it. So we have
Yeah.
to, like, this I found very interesting. Somebody said it's giving Chris Watts 2.0. Okay. This was, I have to find the okay, here it is. This one we can't.
That's horrible.
Oh, Gator,
That is horrible. That is horrible. What I did was almost just as bad. So I can't even.
yeah. I mean, I'm glad you're not like that anymore. No, has nothing to do with that either.
No.
Nope.
What I was saying about that.
But also,
Wait, let me talk, Heather.
yeah. You're like, I
what
got this.
No, I'm like, wait a second. Hold on. I have the shirt on backwards. Anyways,
Do
what
you?
I,
'Cause
yeah.
it's the same on both sides.
Yeah, I didn't
Yeah.
know. But what I was saying is, what I'm saying, that was like like what he could have been doing as to why he changed his clothes.
Yeah,
Like,
that's just
so he would have been out of the house the whole time. That would have been an explanation for how he's changed his clothes. I'm not saying that just
well,
because
hold on.
you cheat on your wife doesn't mean you would kill your kids. Like,
but many men, that's actually why
I actually
90%
think more
of
men cheat than
homicide-
kill.
Well, no, but
So,
the men
like-
that have killed their wives and kids were
Yeah.
having an affair.
Yeah,
and for some
but-
reason they thought that was easier than divorce. I'm not sure why. 'cause
Yeah, but
it
it's
never
one of those
pans out
things
that
where
way.
it's you can that doesn't really hold. Any,
No, it doesn't. It
yeah.
doesn't. But it does give motive. Sometimes Scott Peterson did it because he was having an affair, and he said, "I'm
Yeah.
going to be with you, and I'm
Like,
going
they
to get
always
rid of her."
happen to be having an affair, but someone having an affair is
does
not
not
an
mean you're
indicator that you're
100%
gonna.
don't-
Yeah.
Yes, I agree.
So that's why I think you know.
This video I find interesting, and yes, it does dabble in conspiracy.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'm not saying, it's just interesting information, and this is like one of 5 very interesting tidbits, and not
Right.
5, that's like one of 5 major ones. There's like
Yeah.
hundreds of things.
Yeah. Well, the thing that I also found interesting is that,
Put your
like,
headphones on too.
I'll hold my headphone up. That was a little overwhelming last time.
That song,
Oh,
that
please.
was like an intense. Yeah. they're
Well,
not all
I
like-
I have a hard time focusing with headphones on something that's happening
do
outside
this.
the headphones. Oh,
That
that's
helps.
smart.
Okay, go ahead.
Shut up and listen to this. This is Patrick Clancy running one of his marathons, right? Do you know who that is? Right there? Am I crazy? Am I tripping? Tell me. That is not Michael Pippin. Do you know who Michael Pippin is? Michael Pippin was the DA that charged Lindsay Clancy one day with unaliving all of her children after the incident. She was not even awake in the hospital yet. The incident happened on January 24th. She was charged with 3 counts of unaliving her children, 3 counts of strangulation. Within 24 hours, she didn't wake up in the hospital for the first time until the 26th. That's that big investigation everybody said was done on Patrick Clancy. The investigation that was done by the DA on Patrick Clancy. And that's not even the kicker. Did you know that he purchased their home after the situation happened? Michael Pippin, the DA prosecuting the case that happened at this house, purchased the house in January of 2024, 1 year after it happened. Get ready for court today. Let me know what you think in the comments. Shut up and listen to this. This is
So I find it interesting just because sometimes these cases where things are weird and people are like,
Mhm.
oh, but there's forensic evidence and there's this and there's that. Like, we cannot all sit here and say that there's never been some shady shit that's gone on. in the
Right.
court system.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry. Like, we have to be smarter than that.
Yeah.
Like OJ Simpson was guilty.
Yeah.
Casey Anthony guilty.
Yeah.
So it can go the opposite way too.
Mhm.
It can. It is possible.
Right.
These people were guilty and got off.
Yeah.
It's also possible for somebody to be not guilty and be blamed for something.
Right.
Even if and because she said that
Mhm.
in a state of psychosis. So because she was in psychosis, what she's saying
Mhm.
shouldn't hold. It's like you can't have it both ways.
Right.
Was she in psychosis or not?
My
Like,
thing is, this is the other thing about the people you're saying like psychosis, people online are saying psychosis, whatever. Okay. Her like whatever, like carotid artery was like,
okay, so Jay,
she
he said was her jumping out of the window his fault? No, her jumping out of the window wasn't his fault. Him throwing her out of the window was probably his fault. So her carotid artery, her neck was crushed to the point where her thyroid was crushed completely in. Now, anybody who's in the medical industry, they have all stated that to crush your throat so bad that your thyroid is crushed in, to slit your throat, slit your wrists, move a giant bed that they had, a wooden bed in their room, push it to the window after she slit her throat, slit her wrists,
and
crushed her throat,
2 times the therapeutic
crushed up
dose
the pills,
of
and then pushed
of a
a
sedative.
bed to the window so she can climb out the window and dive head first onto the ground is fucking crazy.
Something else that I heard though is that like and this is obviously going towards the theory that Patrick did it. Just take a breath.
I know,
Hold on.
Just breathe.
Just breathe. That like she did all that or whatever, and then she heard, because she was talking about the voice. I'm hearing voice. I'm hearing voices. So the door is locked. She can't like get out or whatever. I guess. I don't know. So I'm like, what if she was trying to get out of the window to go to her kids? Like, what if that's what she was trying to do? Like, and I know that one's like a little bit more baseless, but I'm just trying to like.
And some of it is conspiracy.
There can be other things.
We're just not ignoring it. Nobody's saying that 100%. I mean, there are people that are like 100%. I mean, Tessa, you've been like, she didn't do it.
No, I don't think she did. I don't think she did it.
I'm not going to go 100%. What I'm doing is I'm not ignoring the things that are there. We can all sit there and say, well, she said she did it. They verified everything. End of discussion. Yeah. But there's things we
like
can't ignore.
The fact that Patrick's DNA was found on all 3 of the exercise bands, but Lindsay's was only found on 1.
Okay. All right. That's okay. Because let's talk about
like that.
Let's talk about it.
That doesn't like, to me personally, I don't see how you couldn't get your DNA on it. You know what I mean? Like,
let's talk about this one, because if you guys have an explanation and I don't want to hear the word, and you guys can't use this. I'm sorry. I'm making a call. You cannot use the word shock. He was in shock. That can kiss my ass. You will not use that. So give me another explanation about this. Okay.
Laura.
Did you try to give her CPR?
Yeah.
At some point in time, do the first responders make their way down to the basement?
Yeah.
And do they take over care of the children?
Yeah. We saw 2 children on the ground and the father sitting on the couch next to them. Let's try to help Cora.
Did you try to give her CPR?
Yeah.
At some point in time, do the first responders make their way down to the basement?
Yeah.
And do they take over care of the children?
So he states, and there's more to that, because he states that they took literally took over, like he was doing CPR and they took over, and they're like, that never happened. He was literally chilling on the couch.
Yeah.
Like, I'm telling you, no parent is going to sit on the couch and not be performing.
You can't say, you don't know how you're going to react. Like, this is about that specific situation. Like, you actually, if you walk in and you see your kids dead, you do not know how you would react.
You don't. But the thing is that bothers me is then don't say I was performing CPR.
You would want to.
Right. Then say I couldn't do it. I was in shock. I sat there frozen. I just couldn't believe what I was seeing. You're not going to say I performed CPR and they took over.
Yeah.
And then they're like, no, didn't happen. Not how that happened. And they said the 911 call did not have a lot of the things that he said were going on too. So I find that interesting. And then there's this. So let's continue with that. So is that detective that showed up, is he also, so he's the one, is he lying or who's lying? Because you guys are all trusting the court system, but
Sir, when you went into the master bedroom, did you see blood sprayed all over the walls and everywhere?
No.
And fair to say that the video shows all of the walls in the bedroom and doesn't show any spatter or anything on the walls?
Yes.
It was everywhere. It was, it looked like it was sprayed almost with like a hose. And there was a huge puddle in the middle of the room and it was sprayed all over pretty much every surface.
Sir, when
okay. So let me get this straight. You guys are saying the court verified everything and everything was forensically verified. So do we believe what do we believe here?
Jay said he was in shock.
Oh, right. He was in shock. So he was in shock. He thought there was blood everywhere, but the forensic team and detectives said there wasn't. So that's weird. Okay. That's interesting. I gotcha. Now obviously the jury being sent home early, nobody really knows, and that hasn't really come out yet. That was after the chaplain testified about the whole hearing the voices thing, and that she met with her multiple times. And so they don't know if that had to do with it or that TikTok person that testified and lied. Unfortunately, that was like the smoking gun for the prosecution. They were like, but she was, and then she was supposedly a nurse that was there at the hospital when Lindsay Clancy was there, and she wasn't at all. That was verified by the hospital. They were like, she 100%. And that TikTok went viral. So I do think that social media is playing a very negative part in this, in both sides. And that it's, and of course, like the judge is like, oh, don't watch social media. Don't do anything. Unless they're being monitored 24/7.
I literally saw one of the jurors post a video. She's like, juror number 15 going into work.
And they're not
here's the
supposed to do that as far as I know.
They're supposed to, something like this, you were sequestered and you were put in a hotel and they take your phone. You're not to have a phone.
Right. You're not supposed to have, I mean, there's jurors that get knocked
like
off.
the American Next Top Model
that
winner.
One guy
losers.
was found with a laptop. What case was that? That was like a big case recently, and it was like a whole ordeal.
It was 3 kids, two little kids and a baby. But one of the kids was just in a different room than the other kids. So that's what they're talking about with that.
I just sent another one.
Can you answer, when were they married at the time this happened?
That's the thing, is I think that because allegedly, I keep seeing some things say husband and then some things say ex-husband, because he's obviously ex-husband now.
He is currently ex-husband, but
at the time
they were living together.
I don't know if they were still legally married. That's something that I'd have to fact check, but I believe they were together, and that's why the word affair is being thrown out there, that he actually knew this wife prior to when he says he did. And I will get into that video. I have one on that too. Thank you very much.
Well, I mean, he 100% did know her before. They literally
proof of that.
competed and placed in the same marathon like a weekend before.
And there's more.
Yeah.
There's
like,
more that shows that.
I'm like, that's one thing we're for certain, 100% this man was having an affair, but does that mean he killed his kids? Right. So I think that's where, and I also think that's where like a lot of people are getting stuck. It's like, just because you've done something fucked up doesn't mean you would do murder.
Correct.
Like so many men cheat on their wives. It is something that happens. Like it's so many cheaters, all of this stuff. And, it's just, that doesn't mean that you're going to be a murderer. Like, and I could see the perspective though, if I came home and my wife had murdered my kids, I'd probably kill my wife. You know what I mean?
Right.
So did he kill his kids? I think that's the biggest question. Do I think he tried to kill Lindsay? Absolutely. Absolutely. I think I don't think she tried to jump out that window. You know what I mean? Like,
I can't get past that's where they're getting caught up, is the crushing your
that injury just seems like he slammed her head in the window, like he crushed her head in the window. Like that's what it seems like to me.
To the point your thyroid is crushed. And then he says that, so after that was all done and said, he said that she said to him, killed the kids in the basement or something. She said something, and they were like, so her throat is slit and her throat is crushed, including her thyroid and airway.
Mm-hmm.
It's a miracle. I mean, it's a shock that she's alive, but
Right.
and then she told you that, and then they arrived, and just so happened to be when they arrived, she was nonverbal.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like there's just weird stuff. Like, how did she say that when? Okay, so
Okay.
and then
Wait, the third person thing is actually really like a good question, because I too think that his mistress was involved. I do think, because there was something that like apparently Lindsay said something about like I saw myself doing it, which the
and I know people
his
go
new
there. Oh,
wife-
now you guys are reaching.
his new wife versus his old, I'm just saying they look very similar, and like that's very conspiratorially thinking, but I'm just saying like it's really creepy when someone looks so similar. They're like doppelganger. I think it's weird if you like date somebody and then you date somebody else that looks exactly like them. Like I understand like
You have a type.
same like aesthetic, kind of like, oh yeah, like, you know, I like goth girls, so I'm going to continue dating goth girls. But if you're like, I'm dating a goth girl who has 3 purple strips in her hair and wears white boots every day, and then the next girl you date has 3 purple strips in her hair and wears white boots, that's like kind of fucking weird, you know?
Yeah.
So
You want me to play the video? That you first one you sent?
I'm just gonna send like 3 in a row so that I don't have to keep like searching for them. What?
They're acting like Lewis now.
God.
that's funny.
They're comparing body language to Chris Watts. There's some videos comparing that his body language is just like Chris Watts.
Yeah,
I'm gonna play this video.
please do. Wait, is it just this?
You want me to read it?
That's what I was
I
wondering
can't
just
see
now.
it.
I can
How
Yeah.
did you know someone looked up how to turn the airbag in a Kia Sorento? Lindsay had a Kia Sorento, or how to cut a carotid artery. The searches were done on Lindsay's Facebook page, but through a URL of Patrick's on the home computer. The searches were made at 9:40 a.m. to 10 a.m. Lindsay had taken Cora to her doctor's appointment at 10 a.m. and Dawson's appointment at 10:15. She didn't look up those searches. He did. The facts are the facts and the timeline. So she couldn't have. How close is the doctor's office to the house? If it's 5 minutes away,
right, then she definitely could have looked that up.
like this stuff right here. is
That's
just
so
destroyed.
speculatory.
It is speculatory.
Like,
speculatory.
I actually don't even think
But
that's a
they
good argument
said-
at all. Like
They
that
said
doesn't
what
mean anything.
They don't understand is why a nurse would look up, where's your carotid artery? An experienced nurse.
Yeah, I guess, but like I don't think.
And then there
that
was
doesn't-
also, how do you die? How do you die from a carotid artery wound or something? And they were like, a nurse in nursing school
Yeah.
wouldn't look that up. Like, they're like, it's just such a weird search.
Yeah,
And like, why is it on the URL at the home computer that he had access to? Like, those are all
oh,
speculatory.
none of our information is vetted. I thought everybody knew that we have no idea what we're talking about.
Well, is the
I thought that was
information
like our
vetted that
thing.
anybody else is presenting? They're
I think
looking at the
that's
same
our
case that we
thing.
are. They're looking at the same information.
We're just here for the conversation about
Correct.
it.
Here's the thing: is if it was, I'm just gonna be completely in the middle. I'm just gonna say, in my opinion, a home computer is going to be split between, like, unless there's hard facts, like an
Right.
alibi, like they weren't there. Like, it's going to be like that could have. It's gonna be split in court. Like that could have been either person.
Right.
Yeah. And I also like, to me, reading that, or I didn't read it, Tyler did, but hearing that being read, I really feel like it's more like she definitely could have, like, if she was looking for a way to kill her kids,
Well,
she
supposedly-
like
see,
right
that's the
before,
problem.
Look at
like
Jake.
she could have looked that up.
What? Yeah, that's true. That's true. That's true, Jake. Actually, but here's the thing: is supposedly that's the problem with these reels.
Yeah.
Is supposedly in the trial,
Yeah.
they said she was at the they have proof that she was at the doctor's office already at that time that the search
At
was
10
done.
a.m. or at 10:15?
No, one of the kids' appointments was at 10 a.m. and that she was already there
No,
prior
the
to
kid's
that.
appointment was at 10:15.
No. One of the kids' appointments was
Well,
at 10
look
and
it
the
up.
other kid's
No,
appointment was
don't
at
just say it.
10:15.
I need you to actually look it
Yeah,
up.
pull it up.
Because
She was with two
that,
of her
'cause
kids.
that says the
Cora's
searches were from
appointment-
9:40 to 10
Yes,
a.m.
and so allegedly,
So 9:40,
in the trial, there's
20
more
minutes
to
is
this
plenty
real.
of time.
I'm saying that they confirmed at the doctor's office that she was there before 9:40. Allegedly. That's in the trial. There's more information to it. That's
I've
the problem
not
with
heard
these
that.
reels.
I've not heard that or seen that. And I've been like following people that are breaking down like everything that everybody's saying.
I've heard that.
I've not seen that on anybody.
But again,
that's I've not seen
that
that
I don't
on,
have vetted or seen.
I
on
haven't
social.
seen that on anything except for sorry, you're not letting me finish a sentence.
Holy shit. I was still talking.
So was I.
Okay, go ahead.
So was I.
The appointment was at 10 and the other kid was at 10:15, just FYI.
Yeah, but I
um,
just don't think that means anything. Like that doesn't mean anything for Patrick. Like, because
Right.
it's 100%. Like, I have not heard or seen anything that said that she was at the doctor's appointment at 9:40. I've never heard that. I've heard
Right.
10. I've heard 10:15. Those make sense.
Right.
20 minutes is plenty of time.
20 minutes is 100%
And
plenty of time.
especially
But I know,
if you're-
yeah, maybe it was in her psychosis, but I definitely wouldn't arrive at the time of the appointment for a doctor's appointment. Usually you get there beforehand. But that's 100%. Somebody said, who gets the doctor's office 30 minutes
No, that's what
early?
I'm saying.
Yeah.
I would never get to the doctor's office 30 minutes early.
Right.
I'm like a 5-minute person, if not exactly on time.
So that would have to be vetted. How far was the doctor's office? When did who has verified that she was there?
Sorry.
Who has verified that she was there
Right.
at that time?
Right.
Did the doctor's office verify that?
Yeah.
Is this just people talking about that? Did they verify where the doctor's office was? Did they verify?
Right,
that-
exactly.
I mean, if the doctor's office is an hour away and she wasn't late to the appointment, maybe you got something.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, even if the doctor's office is 25 minutes away,
Right.
and she was on time, but that's the thing. Nobody is verifying that
Yeah.
20 minutes
Yeah.
prior, and
Yeah.
no one's verified the distance of the
that's
doctor's
hearsay.
office.
If
So
somebody said that was verified, I didn't see that in the trial. I've heard people say that's in the
Yeah.
trial. I have not seen that.
right.
So that needs to be fact checked for sure.
Yeah.
But-
So I just think that that's like, and also like, I don't think it's weird if someone searched
Why am
up
I getting
what
my
is a
phone right
carotid
now?
or what is a carotid. Like, I could see someone searching that up because they heard like, oh, the something carotid artery. It's like, what's a carotid artery? Like, that's
well,
not
it said it said like, how do you die from cut, like how do you slit a carotid? It's something very similar. And if she had to look that up, that's weird because she's a nurse and she
Yeah.
should know, well,
but
you cut the
also
carotid artery,
she
you
could have
probably
looked up like how did the Kia Sorrento thing dipped, and then he could have looked up something different. Like,
Right.
it's a home computer.
Did he deny looking it up?
I don't know. That I don't know. I don't know if he's denying it because it was brought up in trial. I don't know if he said, no, I didn't. They brought it up and said she wasn't home at the time and he didn't. I don't know what he said to that. I am curious. I can't. So that I'm curious about. Did he say, no, that wasn't me, that was her? The problem is it was like through her Facebook or something. So they're like,
Mhm.
well, it has to be her. And they were like, well, why was it on the thing when she uses her phone for Facebook? I don't know.
Yeah.
That's all
But
very
If you log into Facebook on the computer and you
Speculatory.
don't log out,
right.
then and you don't close the browser, like I don't like on my laptop, literally there are things pulled up like that I just never have exited out
Also-
of. And if you pull up and you start searching, it's gonna say that it was searched through
Also,
your
why do people search stuff like that on Facebook?
No, and that's what I don't
Like,
think.
I don't
I think
what?
that her Facebook, like, okay, let's say her Facebook page is pulled up, right? So you click in the search bar and you search, but it was on Facebook,
Okay.
but you searched in the search bar. So then that would then take you to Google.
Okay.
So you know how you just go at the top, you're like www.google.com,
Yeah.
but your page before was,
Yeah.
so it would have showed activity on Facebook and then activity on switch to the URL from Facebook.
Yeah.
So, but I don't know people looking at like, I didn't know Facebook was like Wikipedia.
That's what I'm saying is
Yeah.
what would come up if you search that into Facebook? They'd probably be like, I would hope that something like, can you slit someone's throat would be flagged or like,
Well,
how do you
no.
slit a crow?
It's not illegal
there's
to look that
horrible
up.
stuff that
It's not illegal.
probably should be flagged and isn't.
Yeah.
But
well, I mean, they're eating children.
correct.
So you would think that like,
correct.
so the Facebook people, Mark Zuckerberg.
So I think there is a lot of speculatory stuff. And I
Mhm.
think that at the end of the day, though, when you look at all of the little things that
Mhm.
might be like, hey, let's look at that. Let's
Mhm.
look at that a little closer. Does that mean, or I don't need these on anymore. I
Yeah.
can like hear me talking.
No, I know. And
Does,
that's what's throwing me. That's why I keep taking them off.
So a lot of people think that the whole like not guilty by reason of insanity
Mhm.
was because then they only have to prove whether she was insane or not.
Right.
And then allegedly he has talked about that then the next course of action would
Mhm.
be to go after him a little more deeply or
Yeah.
at least try to. And Tyler was like, well, the state's not going to want to admit like, oh, well,
we messed up this big.
right. So
Yeah.
he's like, they're probably not going to even allow that.
I
To,
didn't know the state was buying their house too, so that's
I mean,
Yeah.
that is an odd thing. Why is the DA buying their house and in pictures with them? I'm telling you, sometimes people want to not believe there's also so much corruption that goes on, and that people are saying there's Patrick Clancy has ties to things. I guess his wife has ties to things, and people allegedly that are high profile, powerful people.
Right.
So that is interesting. That's just interesting to know. That does not prove anything.
Yeah.
It's interesting.
Yeah. But it also is like another one of those things where it's like you have every single like ingredient you need to build a bomb.
Right.
Why do you have all those ingredients right there? And why are they all sitting on the table?
Well, the other
And
question,
why do you have like a map of like how to build a bomb?
the other question people have is why not just plead not guilty?
Wait, am I allowed to say bomb on the internet?
yeah, we pretty much said everything else.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I
Well,
think the
yeah.
reason is because I do think that she believes she did it. I really
Yeah.
do. I really think that they're saying supposedly now she's starting to say like, oh my God, he did it. Oh my God. Like
Yeah.
it wasn't me.
But now you
And
can't. Now that's like,
Now what? Yeah.
she's already diminished her credibility
Mhm.
because like you can't like when you say one thing and then you go back, and I know that like some people are saying like it was like kind of this like admittance of guilt, but then I go back because he said that she said that, but then we go
Right.
back to her thyroid that she couldn't speak, so how could she say that to him? But then she got to the hospital and she couldn't speak to the doctors.
Right.
So that part is very like, I think of all of the things, that part in particular is the most like, wait, I don't understand. So I think Patrick tried to kill Lindsay, period. Like, I just don't know if he killed his kids.
Children. Whether she
You know.
killed them in a psychosis rage.
The iron is hot. That's fine.
That I mean, I guess we're
Right.
gonna have to. There's gotta be okay.
Because,
the other thing,
well,
let's
if she is in psychosis, you find out that your man's cheating on you, you're like, I'm gonna burn all this shit down.
right. Oh yeah, no,
So-
it's not impossible that
So I'm
she's
like,
capable of doing this. People, I like I said, I'll say it again. I've said it before. I think women are more capable of some heinous shit than some men. I do. I will stand on that. I think women are more calculated. I think women are more emotional, and I think women are capable of doing some crazy shit.
I think there we go. The cheating argument
yeah,
would have probably came up at some point in the trial. The only way it wouldn't is if it validated somebody else. So if her lawyer was like, listen, dude, we're not going to mention that he cheated on you because it's going to give a reason why you did what you
Correct.
did.
That makes sense.
But
It gives motive for her to go into a, like
But-
Tessa said, she fucking
Uh-huh.
loses it. Like, oh,
Yeah.
everybody's
But
going
his-
down.
no, because I know some crazy bitches.
Yeah.
Like,
his lawyer might have said, I would have thought his lawyer would have said, dude, just admit to cheating on her.
Yeah,
because
get ahead of it.
She's like,
Yeah.
And that's a good point, and that's
Yeah.
curious as to why they don't want to, because it also may look like he had a motive too.
mhm.
So they might want to just be like, we're not, and we don't know.
Yeah.
The defense has not fully gone through yet. The defense
Yeah.
only got to go for one day, and the jury was dismissed. They did
Mhm.
not say it's a mistrial yet. They said
Mhm.
the jury will resume back up, and I'm curious as to what the defense is going to say, and if he does bring it up. We don't know. He
Mhm.
might bring it up and be like, "So, Patrick, like, I'm curious if he's
Wait,
going
defense
to
is Patrick,
defense is
correct? And,
Reddington.
and prosecution is Lindsay.
No, Wrong. Prosecution is well, it's
Prosecution-
not Patrick. Prosecution
No,
is
I
the
know,
state.
but
Yes.
like I'm saying,
Prosecution is the state and defense is Kevin Reddington.
and Kevin Reddington is Lindsay's lawyer.
Correct.
Okay.
Yes, the old man that he's,
Okay,
I mean, he
yeah.
is pretty good. But,
Because in my head for a second, I was like, no, I don't think I don't think the people of the state would like even bring that up. because
correct.
then it
And so
just-
I'm curious.
yeah.
He's also saying that he thinks maybe the defense won't because
Yeah.
it might give her also a look at like,
Uh-huh.
is this, did you find this out? Is this why?
Yeah.
But that's also speculation. But I am curious about, I sent a video about the knots on the exercise bands. Can you play that one? Let me see. I might know what it is. Scroll down.
Oh yeah, no. I know the husband's not on trial, but like this has very much become like a he.
No,
said,
he
she
doesn't
said.
need a defense.
That's
No.
what I was. That's what I was asking. I meant like which one is the one that's like it would not benefit.
Right.
the
I'm curious if they'll bring it up,
cross-examination.
period.
Yeah.
Any of them on either side.
Yeah. Well, I feel like if I was Lindsay's lawyer, I would definitely bring it up because that's
Not that one.
100% motive. But
Go down.
yeah, if I was the state, I wouldn't bring it up because it's not really relevant to the.
There's one that says he lied about the. What does that say?
At this point, you have to convince me Patrick didn't do it. She was a nurse. Why would he search this up?
Okay, keep going. We already touched on that.
Yeah.
Let me see the what a joke one. Okay, it's this one.
Been no testimony, no evidence, nothing showing that they were knotted and left there. They weren't tied in a knot and left around their necks, according to any of the evidence.
Were you able to get the band off?
Yeah,
And do you recall how you got the band off?
I think I untied it.
And when you say untied it, was it in a knot that you had to, put everything down and unknot it, or how was it tied?
I'm not sure I fully remember.
Do you recall describing it previously as when you initially tie your shoes but then don't do the bow?
Yeah, that sounds right.
You're not aware, there's been no
in
testimony.
sentence, he says, I untied it, and then says it was tied. Like it wasn't tied. It was like when you do your shoes and it's not. So it's like it's just weird little
But
things.
even still, if it was like that, that's still tied.
Yeah, and
Like-
they're hanging on the fact that he said it was knotted. And again, they're going off of, you have to remember, on trial is different than the testimony you give, obviously, to detectives and stuff. And they're going to
Mhm.
nitpick that
Yeah.
they're going to nitpick every word
Yeah.
you said. If you said the word knot,
Well, it's not supposed to be different, but
if correct,
like
if you said it was in a knot and I had to like forcefully untie it, and
Yeah.
then they go, well, that's not what you're saying now. Why
Mhm.
is it different?
yeah,
And there's like there's a lot of little things like that. And to say, well, I don't know. I mean, yes, and again, people go into shock and we don't know how we're going to react, and you can forget things.
Mhm.
And that's a real thing. I can tell you it is a real diagnosed thing. There's like trauma-induced amnesia where you can forget certain events and certain things that led up to an event and or during the event and or after the event. So I'm not saying that that's not possible. I just find it curious that he does the whole like, I don't know, I don't remember thing a lot. And that's something that liars do, is they go, I don't know, I don't remember. That's very common.
yeah.
So because they can not commit to anything. They're just like,
Yeah.
well, if I don't know, I don't remember.
yeah,
It can go either way, right?
and
like,
it's also how trauma survivors react.
Yep.
So that's like also another one where it's like,
It could
I
go
mean,
either
that
way.
doesn't
It could go either way.
mean anything. So like
What?
the female desire for attention on full display with the Netflix moms of America with this case. What does that mean?
I don't know. They keep bringing that up, but I think that is true. I think there's many women that are playing off
Yeah.
of like, we stand with Lindsay
Oh
and
my God, leave Julie
postpartum.
alone. Justice for
And-
Julie.
Justice for Julie.
Wait, her name's
Juliet.
not
It's Juliet.
Yeah.
Justice for Juliet.
Justice for
We
Juliet.
stand
like-
with Juliet.
well, actually, she's not even in the chat right now, so I'm not
but, like,
standing with her. But
yeah,
justice
no,
for
we
her.
don't. That's not our stance. So I don't really care what other women's stances are. It has nothing to do with Netflix and true crime. And you watch too much true crime. And
Yeah, like
y'all are
these
just,
armchair
like-
detectives. Because here's something that I'll say that is like a huge bit of misinformation. So I saw a ton of information about the knot thing.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
So before that specific thing happened, where they asked him a second time about how it was tied, people on the internet were saying that it was tied in some weird specific sailor knot that only he could have known because he's into fishing
Well,
stuff.
you want to know what's even crazier is like,
And
did you see the picture of the
but-
girl wearing it in the same
yeah,
knot?
but it wasn't tied like that.
Right.
So whether or not it was just kind of tied or not tied at all, there was no sailor's knot. So like that's like another thing that a lot of people were like, oh, it had to be him. It had to be him. It had to be him. And it's like, yeah, but if it was just like tying your shoe type of knot, and then exercise bands, they're like, they don't come undone easily because they have the
They're like
friction. They're
tight,
like,
yeah.
but the rubberiness like stops it from coming undone. So you
Supposedly
don't
the-
have to like
Supposedly
sailor's
the
knot it.
defense pulled the exercise bands out of evidence and showed that they were just breaking apart and that they were like not able to be. And I'm like, well, here's the thing is from experience with exercise bands,
what?
they if they're in a position for like a long time, let's say you have them tied or they were tied in that bag, they get like, Tyler, you've seen that they get like almost dry. I don't know how to explain it. They,
I know
like,
what you're
crack
talking about.
apart.
Yeah.
And that's what she was showing. Like, well, look, they're just like breaking apart. So there's no
Yeah.
way that they could have
But
been.
it's also been years.
It's under speculation that those weren't even used. That's how some of them, the defense was saying, well, she couldn't have held it tight enough because it needs 4 pounds of pressure.
If
and
they
they're
weren't
stretchy.
the ones that use them, why'd they have them in evidence?
Because it's alleged and they're trying to debunk that. That's the thing is they're saying that.
Can you present something at trial as evidence of something that wasn't actually used in the crime?
Well,
I don't
it probably
think you
was,
can.
but the defense is saying it wasn't.
Well,
They're saying it's not possible that just because they were there on scene because he already had taken
you
them,
would have.
he already had
had
taken
the-
them off their neck.
Oh,
He untied. That's what I'm saying, and I get why he did that. That part I would do the same thing. I'm not going to leave it on there. Yeah. And so that part I'm not like, oh, well, why would he take it off? Of course you're going to take it off.
Mhm.
But they're saying that they don't think that was what was used. And I'm like,
Mhm.
okay, so is there finger? Like there is speculation in that, but the
Mhm.
defense is saying that, but it's like, okay, then what was used? Did she use
Right.
her hands? Did
Right.
what?
Because that was the other thing is like, because her DNA wasn't found on all of them.
And that's weird too.
I think that
his
part
was.
is really weird to me. Yeah.
But is it because Tyler?
What?
If she touched those and then he touched them, would both their DNA be on it? Or can somebody touch something and it like puts their DNA, I guess, as like a
There's
the
no such
last
thing
thing-
as transfer DNA.
Well, there's also no such thing as, well, we're gonna use the fact that someone's DNA is not on this to go forward with something. So if someone's DNA on it, that's one thing. But if it's like I don't know, I kind of zoned out with the band.
So
Like,
the bands
wah,
are
wah, wah.
allegedly what was tied around the baby's necks
Okay.
and what strangled them. Now they're saying that her DNA is nowhere on the bands and that she's the one that tied them. And you
No,
have-
her DNA was only on one of the bands.
okay, was on one of the bands and that his is on all of them.
Mhm.
And that
But that
in
makes sense
order-
if he untied it. So,
Or if did he ever use them to work out?
right.
Right. But if she tied them, what I'm asking you is if she tied them and we all know what exercise bands are like, you would have to, your fingers would be like pretty much, you kind of have to use leverage on them. When I wrap them around like the metal thing at home to work out with them, you have to put leverage on them and you have to pull them to get the leverage. So is it possible for her DNA not to be on it?
Sometimes Heather chokes me when I'm a bad boy with the rubber.
Yeah, I've tested the theory myself with the exercise
Yeah,
bands.
her DNA, but there's a possibility that her DNA would be on all three, but just was only found on one.
Like there could have been there could have been like a small area that they didn't specifically test the DNA. Like there's DNA is so like it's really hard, especially like when it's somebody that lives in that house.
Right.
That
Oh
goes in
yeah,
the
yeah.
basement, that,
I
like,
mean,
so-
you can't like differentiate. Like he could have touched that. Like that's not the smoking gun. I'm just curious why hers wasn't.
Mike said that hands are one of the worst transfer sources of DNA.
Okay, so that's what. Okay,
Mhm.
Mike. So if she, okay, so then it's easy to touch something and not transfer DNA. I'm asking because
Yeah,
I need to know for my.
essentially
I'm
that's what
curious.
he's saying is that you need to get like hairs.
Oh, okay. So it is possible for her to have touched those and not have DNA on it.
Yes.
Okay, gotcha.
But she would have had to been like so calm, cool, collected, no sweat, no like, Because if you're sweating on it, that's body fluid, and that's gonna be your DNA
Right.
all over it.
Well, I mean,
But if you're just like,
it's still weird to
I'm
me that
doing
the
what I'm
exercise
doing,
bands
I'm
that
doing what I'm doing, I'm not struggling at all whatsoever. You know,
Okay. That's interesting. That's interesting.
Well, you don't start sweating until you use the baby as weight, and then you
Oh,
start sweating. 'cause-
Dear, that's awful. And I mean, at the end of the day, one thing.
which kid? Okay, I'm just thinking.
Wow.
By the third kid, you probably have broken a little bit of sweat.
This is
So maybe
horrifying.
that's why her DNA is
can
only
we
on
just,
one.
Can we just say one thing on behalf of me and Tessa? We do actually understand that this is horrifying and tragic, and this is like not just like a fun discussion. Like there are 3 children that are dead, and we fully are aware of that. And at the end of the day, it's not even like about who's right. It's like actually crazy that this is like people are divided on the internet fighting to like the death on this, and people are like losing their mind on it. And like I do think there's a little bit of the fact that 3 small children's lives are gone, and I do think that that should be like recognized, and we do recognize that it's horrifying, and that it at the end of the day, whoever I believe whoever's responsible for it, I just think the holes in the case should be looked at. I think whoever's responsible for it should pay dearly.
Yeah.
Severely and dearly. We know how we feel about harming children.
Yeah.
And even if she was in psychosis and that gets proven and it was her and she was insane, then yeah, she should not be walking amongst people, because if you're that like psychotic, or I don't know how that works. Like if you get not guilty by reason of insanity, are you forever locked away in like a mental institution, or can you be rehabilitated?
I think so all of my police knowledge, because I obviously went to the police academy and studied and I did my
Even though
time.
she's not all knowing, but
I'm most knowing. And so what I have heard from Olivia Benson, Law and Order Special SVU, is
the
that,
Law and Order. Holy shit. Fuck.
Sorry. I don't know. Honestly, I just think there's too much reasonable doubt. I just think that there is not a solid case to prove that she did it, and there's not a solid case to prove that she didn't do it. Like there are just so many things. Like when it comes to like, do I think she tried to kill herself?
I think
No.
her lawyer admitting to her killing the children in court is probably a slam dunk in whether she did it or not.
Yeah, I mean that's a rough one to get around. No, I get you, but
I guess that's like a kind of big deal. Yeah,
it's a big deal. But I think that at the time, I do think that she believed she did it, and I think that that can change. And he did make a comment on that even he might be like, "Holy shit, did she do this?"
Yeah.
Now, also allegedly that he explained in an interview, allegedly, because I haven't seen the interview, that the reason he did not guilty by reason of insanity is because then the state is left to just prove that she's insane, or whether or not she's criminally charged or not. And they don't have to prove whether or not she did it. And he's doing that for a reason, because then either way, he believes that he can get her off, I guess. Oh,
well,
God.
I mean,
I have to be careful what I say with these fucking idiots.
Well, JoJo just said Andrea Yates has been in an institution for 20 years for drowning kids and still likely dead.
Andrea Yates.
Okay, that's who I was talking about with the drowning the children.
Thank
and that's
you,
why I think
JoJo.
women, yes, thank you, are 100% capable of doing this.
Yeah.
And that's what I wanted to know is, do you just get to go to like a mental institution and be like, I'm better now?
I think you have to like prove that you're rehabilitated in a way, but I just don't know what that means.
What that entails. Like, do you, do you get sentenced to a certain amount of time there, or is it for life always? Like, do they, you know how they sentence you to prison?
Do you know how like every single person that goes before the court gets a different sentence?
Yeah.
I think it's exactly like that.
So you could, but are you sentenced, or are you just sent there and they decide, the doctors decide when you get out, or is the judge go, you have to be there at least 20 years?
Sometimes that's the sentence. Like you have to just like prove it.
You're going into land of medical treatment and out of the land of punishment. So I highly doubt it's decided right then and there. It's not a punishment.
Right. It's fluid. So it's not like, oh, well, you do 20 years, because what if in 20 years you're still insane?
It's kind of the same. Like they just have more parole opportunities.
Right.
Kind of essentially.
Like,
except for they're not going to go on
prisons. If you're not, if you have a possibility of parole, they could say you're rehabilitated and they let you out even in prison. And you could have done some crazy shit.
Right.
But I think either way, like I said, whoever
what's
did
that
it.
girl's name? Is it Lorena Bobbitt? Is she the one that chopped off her husband's
chopped off the peen. She chopped off the peen.
And then he later went on to become a porn star, by the way. That's insane
With no
to me. No. He got it reattached. She threw it out the window and the cops found it and reattached it to him. And then he later went on to become a porn star.
That's
That is
crazy.
insane to me because there was one, it was called like Frankendick or something like that. I'm like, what? That's crazy. Anyways, but
That's actually
she
crazy.
didn't spend life in prison for doing that.
Okay, Jojo said it doesn't have to be for life. A judge can release based on a doctor saying they're not nuts. Okay, so a doctor can evaluate you and essentially, I mean, but is there guidelines? What if that's like in a year? What if like, and then she only does a year? And let's say she did do this and a year goes by and the doctors are like, she's good. We're good. We're full.
Obviously,
we're at
the
capacity.
cops didn't reattach it. Sorry.
We're-
No shit. The cops didn't reattach it. The cops found it. And then at the hospital, doctors sewed that shit back on.
Wait, can Jojo, because Jojo knows like a lot about this stuff. Like,
Well, yeah, JoJo isn't
She is
isn't
our
she
lawyer.
the
She's
only
our
one
case
that's
law-
actively still
yes, and
going
she,
to work
like,
in
actually
law
knows
enforcement
about
every day?
law
Like,
and like does her job. So if
I can't imagine it.
if anybody can comment on this or if Jojo knows,
Goon taped up.
yeah, he goon taped it on. You guys should do a goon tape thing and say,
for
actually, if you guys
15%
didn't
off
know,
Goon tape.
yes, and if you didn't know, Lorena,
The wetter, the better.
whoever Bobbitt taped his dick back on with goon tape, still going strong. But wait, okay, so if you get sentenced, I guess sentence isn't a
No
loose
sentence,
term. So let's say she gets not guilty by reason of insanity.
right?
Okay, which yes, I get it in layman's term, like in reality, that means she's guilty. It just means that she was not criminally understanding what she was doing, so she's not criminally being charged. It means she did it.
No, she
but-
is criminally being charged. It's just the doctors that get to say whether when she gets to come out.
If you no, they don't consider it criminally charged if you're not guilty by reason of insanity. It's different than being criminally charged, correct?
Is it?
Yes.
I was zoned out. What?
That's okay. Hold on. Hold on. Fucking asshole.
Zoning out is literally it's
It's a
killing me.
dream.
It's so funny. Like
Okay,
I
so
just,
it says, I thought, and that's the thing is I'm not versed in like law, so I just kind of have to go off of, unfortunately, Google and things like that, which also doesn't necessarily mean it's factual.
You can call me Lewis.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he's freaking Lewis. Hold on. Okay.
Judges said
Okay.
judges and doctors will often heavily side with the public safety. They're not going to nonchalantly release
Okay.
somebody just to say they're good.
yeah.
And she said sometimes people will spend longer in an induction.
Then a prison sentence. Okay. Okay. See, and that's where you have to go. Why did he choose this
Yeah. and
over
my other thing about it, like,
trying not guilty?
yeah, my other thing about the thing about sorry, I'm just thinking thoughts as we all do. Why wouldn't, like, if let's say Lindsay found out he was cheating, she freaked out, she's like in psychosis, I'm gonna burn this whole thing down, I'm gonna kill the kids, I'm gonna take everything away from him, I'm
Right,
gonna take
right.
everything from him, right? Why wouldn't he just say that? Why wouldn't he be like, she found out I was cheating, she killed my kids? Like that's what I don't understand, because to me, if I was Patrick and I was like, this bitch killed my kids, the only reason that I would leave stuff out is if I did try to kill her. You know what I mean? Because that's what Chris Watts said. He said, I came home, she killed the kids, so I killed her.
Right.
Right. But like, I feel like that's like a different than this in a way. But also, it's just a lot of the
Well, then there's the
factors are
speculation of
same,
people
you know what I
going, she
mean?
wasn't supposed to survive, right? And I was trying to rage bait
Right.
people in the anti-hero comments,
Yeah.
not in the live, in the post.
Yeah.
Because, I learned from the master of rage baiting over
Well,
there.
no matter what, if he tried
And
to kill her, or she tried to
I'm
kill
not good at
herself.
it. I try and I'm like, I can't handle the backlash.
Oh.
Tyler does not give a shit about like the
Rage baiting
backlash or hate.
someone?
No, he like does not affect him. I am not that
No,
mentally strong.
I've seen.
I'll try to like rage bait. I'm like, oh, Patrick, I was like, you thought she wasn't supposed to survive, was she? And I was like, I can't do it. I was like, everybody's yelling at me.
Yeah. I think no matter what, she wasn't supposed to survive, obviously. I think whether it was her plan or his plan,
Correct.
she
Obviously,
wasn't
that
supposed
wasn't
to make it out.
No, not at all.
So like that's the part that I think is throwing a wrench in everybody's thing, because if she's fully thinking she did it, she's like, holy shit, like if she had died, then it would have been like
a murder
we
suicide.
wouldn't even be suspicious of him.
It'd be a murder suicide.
Yeah.
and it'd be over.
Exactly.
But,
and then
okay,
it's like a
so,
horrible tragedy where a mother
Tyler,
killed her
Tyler.
kids, you know?
Tyler or JoJo. Sorry, no offense, Tyler. If you have a murder suicide like this, a mom kills her kids and herself. Let's say she died. Does the investigation, how deep does that investigation go? Do they just go, oh, this sucks, murder suicide, moving on? Or what kind of investigation is done on the partner that's alive still? Because, you know, I witnessed a suicide and I was questioned, and it was very obviously a suicide. They quickly got to that conclusion, but they did have to look through my phone. They had to look at cameras. They did question me. I mean, I could have walked up and shot him and put the gun next to him. Like, but yeah, sorry. It's a crazy thing to say, but I'm just saying, even anytime there's someone there for something like that,
I'm like, did you just admit to something? No, I'm just kidding.
They have to be like, so you weren't involved, right? Like, so in a murder suicide like this, let's say she died. I know this is totally fantasy land. Would they investigate him, or would they just kind of?
They would investigate him.
They would,
and anybody else that they needed to investigate, especially if she's dead, because if she's a possible victim, they're not just going to go with, well, it looks like a murder suicide, so
unless he was besties with the DA and the DA happened to buy his house afterwards, and those
right,
you know, because is the DA going to charge you if he's your bestie,
right?
You know what I mean?
Right.
I feel like that's like kind of one of the things.
That's crazy that he bought their house. Like that's
crazy. Like,
and that is verified.
It's crazy that they run marathons together. It's like, listen,
a little weird. It's a little weird.
I know some horrible people that are friends with some powerful people. Okay. Myself included. No, I'm just kidding. And it's just like, it's really not like, it's easy to maybe I'm crazy. Actually, I was like, it's really easy to like get someone to like you, have that like surface level, like, oh, hee hee ha ha, like, oh, I see you, like, oh, cool, like we're bros, we're buddies, but like you don't actually know them.
Yeah.
Right. So if I like if I found out that you killed your whole family, I would be like, I could not see Heather doing that. Like, I genuinely could not see her doing that.
Right.
But like, I don't know.
Tessa doesn't know the real. I'm just kidding. Not my family.
Definitely a prime suspect.
Yeah.
Fuck up. No, but like, JoJo said
Tyler's like,
even obvious suicides should be investigated and definitely rule out homicide. And like I said, I was in a situation where it was like very obvious, I guess you could call it, where, I mean, obvious in the way of like how things were. I don't want to go into too much detail, and I know Natalie's watching, and I don't need to traumatize anybody any further than they already are. But like I said, so I'm in the middle of dealing with some crazy shit, and they're like, so you didn't do it, right? And I'm like, no. And they were gentle in their questioning, and they didn't do like, their investigation was concluded very quickly, I will say, because they asked for my camera footage. There were some people down the way that had camera footage facing the other way, and they even went through my phone to look at like text messages, to look at like how the interactions were leading up. And you know, they did quickly rule that. They didn't do any further investigating after that, though. There wasn't like anything done after. I wasn't ever questioned again.
But this comment right here from JoJo could land everybody full circle.
Okay.
But sometimes agencies and detectives suck and don't do their due diligence.
Correct. And they did say there is some fire coming down on the investigators, and said that the police didn't do some things that they should have done. They let Patrick go back in the house before they were done even like securing it. And, you know, there's things, I mean, you can go back as far as like what was the little girl? John Bonet. They said the cops did a horrible job on that. Like, they were letting people walk through the crime scene. And
I still think Erica Kirk is John Bonet Ramsey.
I'm dead.
Yeah, you guys like that one, huh?
Why is it relevant to the house thing and being friends with Clancy? He was out of the office before any of this happened.
Just because you're out of office doesn't mean
he's the one that I thought charged her.
Even if he's out of office, that doesn't mean you don't have connections.
When he bought the house, he was out of office, but not
when it happened. Like buying the house, not in office. The buying of the house just kind of like fortifies the fact that they have a solid relationship, and they have continued to have a solid relationship before and after.
It's just like
and
we
it just
said,
so
it doesn't
happens that
prove
he's
anything.
the DA.
It's an interesting bit of information. That's all we said. It's an interesting bit of information.
It's just the same thing. If you saw me on that flight log to Epstein Island and then you saw me in a photo with Donald Trump, you would be like, oh, that's why she didn't get charged. You know what I mean?
Right.
So same, just like everybody else that was photographed with, nobody got charged. You know what I mean? It's kind of one of those things. You just kind of, it's about who you know. And then you can get out of trouble.
Why did they show a document saying that he's the one that charged her? So is that, I mean, I don't doubt that things are AI'd or fake or.
Well, that's the thing. That's why, like,
you can't trust it. And I take it all with a grain of salt, but
I've been trying to specifically listen to people who are like more like, I know everybody gets misinformation, but there are some people that specifically their whole thing is like breaking down trials.
The trial itself,
right.
not
and
opinion,
not just random people speculating. Like, and yes, they are just random people speculating, but they're like, they have experience in like knowing how to understand court documents and knowing how to understand, you know, so getting information from those kind of people is always going to be like better. But, you know, a lot of these people are just like the sailor thing. I was like, I saw so many videos about the kind of knot that had to have been tied versus how the girlfriend and he had sailor knot. That isn't even relevant at all to anything, because
or that she was wearing an exercise band in a marathon or something.
And I'm like, yeah, God forbid a girl ties something around her waist. Like, Jesus Christ, I tie something around my waist every day on the way to work. Like, it's a jacket. Like, am I going to be found, you know, guilty in a criminal investigation because I know how to knot a jacket around my waist?
That's what I think the problem is that we can be objective and say, hey, some of this stuff looks weird. And John Bonet, Katy Perry. Ooh.
And do you know what?
Ooh, she does have big eyes like John Bonet did.
She does, and they're blue. And the whole church girl thing. Anyway, I did pageants before. I almost got kid. You know, getting in pageants as a little girl, it's just like grown men really just watch you and they do try to kidnap you. It's happened to me. Like, I just feel like maybe pageants shouldn't really just like be a thing. You know, like, I get it, your kid's real cute, but why are we competing? Like, let the kid be a kid. Just let her do dress up.
Right. Well, and John Bonet, they were like deep in that world. But yeah, that's interesting. Katy Perry, huh? Yeah. I think Erica Kirk is JD Vance's sister. Have you seen them putting next to each other, though? I'm not going to lie. It's pretty funny. They do look fucking very similar.
JD Vance looks like the angriest Care Bear. He just looks like the angriest Care Bear. And
they do look related in some way, though.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah, I agree with that. But yeah, I just think like ultimately at the end of the day, I think that, you know, Patrick was involved in something. I think when it had to do with Lindsay specifically, I still, especially after all of this information and like, you know, just seeing stuff, like it's kind of like I don't think he could be charged either, because there also would be so much reasonable doubt.
Right.
Like, I feel like this is one of those situations where the only only person that knows what really happened is who did it. Okay. And I don't think either of these people are being honest about the full situation. So it's creating so much reasonable doubt on both parties that it just doesn't feel like you could charge, like fully, if I was on a jury, I could not sit here and say, without a reasonable doubt, I 100% think this person is guilty. And I 100% think this person is guilty. I would be like, guys, I don't know. Like, as someone who is like, okay, like I'm not like a misandrist. I don't think that all men are bad. I just think that like men, you know, a lot of them are really strong and they do things they shouldn't with that strength. Okay. And so I don't want to come off as like, oh, like I'm just being a man hater and being like this, but I also don't want to come off as like, oh, I'm being a woman hater, because like I hate all people equally. I just want to let everyone know. I'm not a biased hater. I'm an ethical hater. I really do my research on my hate. Like, if I'm going to hate on you, I'm gonna make sure that you deserve it, or just if I want to. And so I just think that it's really difficult to like pinpoint who actually did it. And there's just so much. And I think that's why it's like such a big thing. Because like if she had died, I don't think it would have blown up in the media. I think it would have been another headline.
Right. It would have been a story.
Right.
And here's my question. Okay. I also get a little confused on mistrials. So when
Mhm.
there's a mistrial, the
Mhm.
case, it's not over, right? They have to
No,
do
they can,
but they
but
have to
you
decide.
would have to recharge them.
Right. Like it's
So
not
they have
just
to
an
decide whether or not
automatic
that's worth
thing.
it's worth it. Yeah.
So if there's a mistrial, which people have speculated could be coming because they
Mhm.
keep like dismissing the jurors and there's all these things happening, is it, in your opinion, in y'all's opinion, is it over and is she just scot-free, done, off? Like, is she good to go if they don't retry?
Well,
Like, is it over?
I just don't think that okay, so it's the same thing. Like, if you are like a victim of like sexual assault, going up and testifying against the person that sexually assaulted you
Right.
is a lot. And if they mistrial that, you have to put that victim through it again.
Right.
So she's gonna have to go through the horrors of hearing exactly how her kids died. She's gonna have to go through all of this again, right? If she's like charged and stuff like that. And it's like, is that something that every party involved is going to want to do again? So they have to decide if they even want to retrial her.
Well, I think if
it can
they
be
think
like,
she did it, then yeah, they need to put her through that again. Too bad. Like, you can't just get off the fucking scot-free because they don't want to traumatize her again if she did it. Like, but that's just an interesting thought if there's a mistrial.
oh, the David case is actually crazy. I know all about that one. I listened to like a 7 part docuseries about it, and like, oh my gosh, that is like a crazy case. He's definitely a pedophile, and he definitely killed that girl. Like, I'm pretty sure he got convicted. I'm actually pretty sure he just recently got convicted. David, it's like D4VD or something like that.
Hey Heather, let me hear about them Crave creatine gummies.
Crave creatine. Yes, CC15 for 15% off. Get your Crave creatine gummies. They taste good. They're convenient. They help with muscle recovery, hormone regulation. Great for men and women, and they're just really easy to take. So go to Tessa.
Trycrave.com. Use code CC15 for 15% off of your order.
But yeah, so which I need more green apple. Crave, can you come out with watermelon? Please. Thank
Heather, you can't culturally appropriate watermelon.
Oh, okay.
You don't get to get on here and be like, I hate the blacks, and then say, I love watermelon.
Whoa.
You can't do that.
Whoa.
You can't do that. Okay.
I redact that. I did not state that. That did not represent myself or Unfiltered and Unfazed or Counterculture Inc. networks or any entity involved. Tessa was having psychosis.
I wasn't.
And Tessa was confused and doesn't know what she's doing. And
I wasn't. I just watched the episode with that communist the other day.
the communists. Don't get everybody started on that.
I've been trying to find a way to just like bring that up. Like, that was just kind of funny.
Yes.
That was kind of funny.
What's his favorite word? He always says, not propagandized. He always says it to you guys. I can't remember. But I thoroughly enjoy when JoJo's in there, like, because she gives him like things that it like blows his like mind into
Hope
like
can be
pieces.
true is crazy.
So, okay. Well, I mean, like we said, we're not doing the whole, like, we stand with women because, you know, she's a woman. And
no,
I do think there needs to be postpartum awareness. That is a real thing. And even though Dr. Phil, I saw the Dr. Phil video, you know,
he's not even a real doctor.
I know. Well, what we were saying is that he's
an electrician. Like,
Wait, he's not a doctor?
I don't think so.
No, yes, he is.
He might have a doctorate. Is he an actual doctor?
Well, he's not. He's a psychologist or he's a psychiatrist. He's a licensed. But what I will say is he does pander to women. His daytime show is very, very, very high audience of women. So I see what he was doing with that. But 100%, it is a real thing. We're not even dismissing that part of it. Postpartum can be real nasty. And there's people that have suffered from it and they have major issues because of it. It's not something that should be ignored. Just like if somebody's saying, I want to kill myself and kill everybody around me, should we just say, oh, okay, well, good luck with that.
Because if it's just self, leave them alone. They're going to be fine.
I mean,
but
you know, shit
I'm
happens.
Kidding. I'm kidding. suicide awareness. Don't do your
Yeah.
don't do murder of yourself.
So we're, obviously that is a real thing. It is not like one of those like
yeah.
not clinically diagnosed. It is a real thing.
Yeah,
It does
postpartum's real.
exist.
Not that I would know.
Now, do I think, I do struggle with women that say, God, the kids won't stop crying. I mean, again, I can't hate on mental health. I know mental health is a very serious thing and there are people that experience it. And that just because I didn't experience that in that way, I'm not going to say it doesn't exist, but so it's hard for me to relate. Like when women, I've seen some women online that like two of their kids are crying for like 2 days straight and they are like rocking back and forth on the floor in like the corner. And I'm like, holy shit, get it together, dude. Like get a fucking grip. And
it's like
that's not right of me, but I mean, at the same time, I'm like, whoa.
Yeah. That's when you got to be like, hey, help.
But then you're like also looking and you're like wondering, like in that situation, you're like, this lady's crying on the floor, like in the corner to raise awareness. But is she safe to be with those children? Like she can't handle them crying for 2 days. Like what are we doing here? And it's like, you can't go around and be like, you're freaking out, man. I got to take your kids away. Like that's not going to work like that. Like when they say like, be there for women. And if she's saying she's going to hurt the children, what should someone do? You can't commit them. They said she wasn't eligible. She said she was not doing well, and they were like, "You don't meet the criteria to be hospitalized." Which
they don't have the resources. No, they don't have the resources.
I thought
they don't have the resources.
Can you volunteer? I thought you can voluntarily put yourself in.
If
they can't tell you, no, sorry, you're not crazy enough. What if you're like, no, I am?
They can tell you that they can't admit you into their facility because you don't meet the criteria. It doesn't matter if you're trying to go there or not. You can volunteer yourself to the hospital.
Like
you
the
can
ER.
pay money.
Right.
Like if you're rich, you can do that. But people like you can't just go to a place and be like, I'm crazy, take me in, because then they're gonna do an evaluation and they're gonna say, no, you're not. We can't take you.
Right.
There are absolutely not enough mental health resources. There is not funding for it.
We need to bring
there
back
are not. It's not
asylums.
There. Well, those are horrible too. Like what I'm saying is like they also didn't have enough resources, so they're just locking people in rooms, and that's like
doing what's the lobotomies and stuff back in the day.
Actually, bring back lobotomies.
Bring back lobotomies.
Give me one.
We're
sign
in
me up.
Support of lobotomies. I think that people should just be lobotomized and
sign me up.
And we could all be like Britney and just be doing dances. And
no, that was that lithium. Actually,
that was that lithium. I think they lithiumed her and then they lobotomized her.
Yeah, I don't think you can like lobotomize basically makes you like a vegetable.
Supposedly, there's a small part that you could take out in the front.
Oh, how do you know that?
I don't know. It's not that I researched it.
Does that scare you, Tyler?
I researched it when I thought they lobotomized Britney, but there's a part that can be removed that you can still.
Yeah,
you're not all there.
Yeah,
you're definitely not all there.
Right,
but you can like move and talk and stuff. There,
because part of you is gone.
Take out and you are like,
right.
you're not there.
That's crazy. But yeah, so
like when we like talked about the Silence of the Lambs.
Like, oh yeah,
he's like drooling and stuff, but he's like still able. You're like kind of still there.
Dang, that's crazy.
It's super. And that was, they said that was medically accurate. I mean, it is a movie. I get that, but
yeah, they did their research probably. I hope.
Right.
They're like, this is medically accurate.
Who can believe anything anymore? I said something so funny. I made myself laugh. And I probably was the only one that thought it was funny. They were like doing the live earlier and I couldn't have the volume on because I was at work. And I was like, whatever you guys are talking about, it's Patrick Clancy's fault. Because I'm like, at this point, that's what they think that we're like standing on is like, no matter what, it's like, Tyler said like, oh, because she jumped out of the window. I bet that was her husband's fault too. It's like, no, nobody's saying that we're like anti Patrick Clancy. There are women that, however,
I don't like him.
Yeah, he's weird, but
I just don't like the guy. Like, I'll admit to that.
He is kind of dweeby, but there are women that are portraying that, and I think that's where this is getting to be where we can't talk about the holes in the case that we see without being looped in with those lumped in with those women that are like,
I hate Patrick Clancy, and I'm like, yeah, girl, we all do. Get over it. What's the facts?
Yeah,
like
exactly.
It's like the same thing being like, I hate Hitler. Obviously, come on, let's move forward. Like, yeah, it's okay. You're allowed to hate a bad guy. You still have to prove that they did the bad thing. You don't hate Hitler? Is that why you're struggling?
I'm struggling.
Oh.
I'm struggling. I think the world wants to hate. Everybody,
Hitler.
Everybody,
Heather's struggling.
everybody,
Like she's like, I don't hate him. She's like, he was a great artist.
he was a great painter.
Amazing painter.
He wanted to get rid of some things that I think are toxic to society. You know what?
You mean the Jews?
People joke. Yeah. No, not people joke about my initials.
Sorry,
we're leaving this one alone. But people joke about my HH initials on the reg. So
wow.
every time I sign my initials at work, I do a little giggle.
What is that? Is that a
HH,
thing?
Hail Hitler. It's a thing, yeah.
Sorry.
So I do a little giggle when I type it in at work. I'm not gonna lie.
That's funny. I didn't know 6 million things in particular.
You know what? 6 million.
Some
things
people
were
say it
Patrick
seems. I
Clancy's
feel
fault.
like maybe 250,000, but that's fine. Like you can say 6 million if you want. Yeah, like
That's why they joke about it, because they're like, no. Also doesn't add up, but you know, I guess you guys only like certain things that don't add up, not everything.
like math.
So, but yeah, so I enjoyed hearing everybody's opinion.
Yeah.
And like I said, I think you guys had the wrong idea of what we portrayed it as, that we were like the whole like fuck that husband.
Yeah,
he's
like,
a bad
I don't
husband,
think-
because there are women
Well,
that are
he
going,
is a horrible husband.
yeah, but that
like he
I
is
agree with
like
what you said on how certain things don't make you a killer.
yeah,
And like some of the women they're focusing on, he was a bad husband. It's like
Yeah.
that's not what we're looking at here.
right, exactly.
And you can be a bad husband, a bad wife, a bad whatever. And even saying that he got married 4 months after his children's death,
Hey, that's happened to me, and my ex didn't kill me. So you know what I mean?
doesn't matter. Yeah, it doesn't matter that he got married for, 4 months
Literally.
after his children's death. Is that, maybe a little odd?
Is it fucked up and quick and
Sure.
not cool to do? Absolutely. And I am speaking from experience.
Yeah.
And the girl was only 17, which is crazy.
Okay, but at the
crazy.
same time,
Like,
Tessa, I could throw the same thing you violently yelled at me over and say,
Yeah.
you don't know how you're going to react. Maybe that's how
Yeah.
he's coping with his
oh
children
no,
dying.
I had to yell violently
Bad
because
husbands can.
I couldn't say anything for 27 minutes straight. So
Ooh, that's
bad
interesting.
husbands can sometimes be the product of a bad wife. Well, bad husbands are the products of a bad person.
And that's not true.
And if you can't stand up for yourself and leave your bad wife, and you let your wife make you become a bad person, like that's kind of on you, brother.
Well, that can go both ways. Like, what are we talking about
Yeah.
here?
And if you're,
Yeah, sometimes. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it goes,
You
I
leave-
agree. It can go both
my
ways.
thing is like, you can always leave your wife. You can always do that. Like, you can always just leave. You've never heard of abandoning your family before? Okay, shut up. Anyways,
He's literally looking at me around the camera screen. I wish you all could see it. Tyler is literally like this, looking at me around the computer screen while he's
and like this.
smiling like a fucking creep.
That's exactly what he just.
Oh my god. And I agree. That is actually very accurate. Yep, it goes both ways.
Yeah.
I do think a partner can directly.
I've seen plenty of crazy women like turn great men into horrible men. I've seen that. And my thing about that is leave her. I know you like her because your mom yelled at you a lot and you have that weird issue, and I get it. It's hard to leave, but leave her. She is a bitch. She's mean to you. She's not like just like that. That's not leave her. There are plenty of other hot, angry Latinas out there on the street. Okay, brother, leave your wife. If she's bad, not if she's good. If she's good,
Yeah.
ignore my comment about the hot, angry
They're all
Latina.
like, all right, I'm out. I'm leaving my wife. Yeah, no, I think that goes definitely both ways. It can make you a shitty wife if you're just like living in torment and you're
Yeah.
like, I need to leave this person. And
Yeah.
in the meantime of making that happen, you're like, it's not like I want to go cook dinner for them and like
Mhm.
really do anything
Yeah.
at all for them. Like, and so
Right. And when you get to that point, maybe it's like, hey, I don't want to be this
I should
person.
probably go.
Maybe I should leave.
Yeah.
Like,
No, that's what I'm saying. Like, I should probably be on my way out.
yeah.
On my way out. Or you have to like work on it and change. Like, there's like no in between. Or you can kill the kids.
Yeah. But pussy out on the wife, I guess. Like, just leave her alive. Barely.
Right. Why didn't he just okay, let's say, good point. Let's say he did all of it. Why didn't you just strangle her ass and just fucking be done?
Well, I think, okay, so my thing is like, after you give someone 2 times the therapeutic dose of a sedative,
He's like,
you slit
"Damn it."
their wrists and their throat and you shove them out the window. You're thinking that's going to
They
do it.
have got to go, and this could be a suicide.
That's
I mean, if
it.
he strangled her, he couldn't have claimed suicide. He would have to say like somebody came and like murdered them all.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
so there's that. I mean, he could have like hung her. That would have been an easy out.
Yeah. She could have just like tied the rope
Taken
to
the
the bed
stuff.
because it was already right in front of the window, jump out the window, be hanging there. And then
Right.
it's like,
and then it's over. I don't
Yeah.
think they're harder than it seems.
yeah. You're going to have to actually convince them to do it. hmm
The although possible with the worst investigative team out there, imaginable and all,
hmm
the chances of him getting away with this are fucking slim to none. It would have to be the biggest conspiracy ever pulled off in law enforcement in the state.
Right.
It's impossible.
Maybe it was the DA. Maybe he did it all along.
I don't know.
Maybe
The
it was
only,
Pippin.
the
What's
only
his
really,
name? Pippin.
I only trust JoJo and Olivia Benson.
Right.
So that's,
Right.
I'm just kidding. Wow, do you guys think of all that?
Timeline of going to CVS and the restaurant.
Oh, we never brought up the fact that, like, didn't they say that one of the images on the CCTV footage at CVS was like his best friend? Like,
Yeah,
it looked
because
exactly like
they-
his best friend. or
yeah,
something like
and
that.
that-
I don't know if that's true, but
and that he's wearing different clothes.
Yeah.
And like he sent his best friend to go there, and his friend like commented. His friend was on trial.
Mhm.
His friend got questioned. So I mean, yeah, it doesn't take very long, I would say, to probably strangle somebody and do that. But they're also saying that it could have been done before he left or during that time where he came back. I think maybe he came back if we're going that route, because there was like a whole 18 minutes that like don't add up from like the maps and the traffic that day and all the
Yeah.
bullshit from place to place.
Yeah.
So I mean, they've shown murders occur in less than 18 minutes for sure.
Yeah, a murder could occur in 2 seconds.
I mean, they are saying there's
Not
a lot
that
of things
murder,
that
like
happen
5 minutes. I think your brain can go without oxygen for 3 to 5 minutes or something like that before you die or something like that.
Is Logan calling me? Okay. Yeah. So, I mean, it's not impossible, just like it's not impossible that she was still home when those searches were done. Like,
Right.
we're talking minutes here that we're banking on.
Yeah.
And each place, it took him like 15 minutes to get to CVS and 18 minutes to get to the restaurant. And they did prove that each place is 3 to 4 minutes away. So that is an additional,
Mhm.
what, 30 minutes?
Bro.
What does it say?
No, I don't think
That
I don't think he wrangled her up the stairs. I think she was under a sedative in her room and she had started to wake up from it. That's what I think happened. I don't think he could.
You don't think
I
that
also don't
twink-
think
Okay, good point.
I also
That
don't think he
twink-
could have.
That twink didn't throw a dead weight of the woman out the stairs, but she, on like mass amounts of medication that were taken allegedly before she killed these children,
Mhm.
was able to strangle 3 children and then move a heavy ass wooden bed, which they said is a huge like wooden
Mhm.
bed frame,
Yeah.
herself.
Yeah, I buy
Drugged.
that. I 100% buy that completely because I cannot tell you how many times that I have just randomly rearranged
are you
things that are
sedated?
really heavy. Well, it takes a little bit before it kicks in.
Yeah. And we don't,
So-
that's the thing too.
It
Do we know when
like
she took it?
you don't take a pill and then that's not how it works. You
Right.
take a pill, it has to go into your system. You have to, and if she did crush it and put it in water, that's a way for it to get into your system faster, but that still gives you time before it starts taking effect. So just because it was in her system doesn't mean that
But
like
do we know how
it
long
would
she
have
took,
prevent
like when she
we-
took it? They don't know.
our time frame max. Like that's the whole thing. Like it's
Mhm.
basically from 5:15 to 6:15 when the cops were called. So like she would have had to have taken it immediately if she did all of those things that she did. So she would have had to immediately take the thing, immediately kill the kids, immediately go upstairs. And then that's probably about 15 minutes. And then you're going upstairs trying to kill yourself in every way you can think of.
Right. Let me crush my neck. Let me slit my throat. Let me slit my wrist. Let me jump
Yeah.
out the window. That is a weird. Yeah.
Yeah.
That part does strike me a little odd. It doesn't mean that it's not possible and that she was just like, it's just weird. Like, if you're going to do it, just do it, dude. Like, fucking
Yeah.
Like I said, you said a good
And
point.
also
Jump
like
out the window.
down like you kill yourself this way, not this way. Like I just don't get like that's like common knowledge at this point.
I think that's what I'm saying. I think a nurse would know how to end
Her own life.
her life.
Oh,
Maybe.
is Tessa going to
possibly.
Clearwater? I might pop out for a day.
Is Jake going?
Yes.
I'll believe all of it when I see it. Would have known how long it would take to kick in and try. Okay, now donuts. Now we're framing Patrick. See, and I think that's wild too. I think we're all trying to find all these.
Why not chloroform her? Do you know you make Nope. Not gonna say that. Actually, I was about to say exactly how to make chloroform. That's not
Oh yeah,
I've been watching chemical videos.
Poison.
I learned how to make piranha solution.
Fucking kill herself in her house.
I learned how to
with-
make piranha solution, and I also learned how to make chloroform on accident. It's just something that came across my timeline, and I happened to watch it. I like science.
She may be able to dissolve bone, but
I may be able to know how to create a solution that might be able to dissolve bone.
allegedly.
It's just people have interests. People have special interests. Okay, and that's just one of my things that I like.
It's
I
just
like-
one of her hobbies.
I like knowing things. And
All right. Well,
science.
I
Yeah.
think we added all the conspiracies in. That's a new one though.
Yeah.
That now she's framing Patrick.
Oh yeah.
Possible.
I don't think she had
Possible.
time to in that moment frame him, but we don't know what she was thinking ahead of time. We don't know. Like the way that I could believe it if she found out that he was having an affair and she was like, I'm taking everything.
That's
from
also
him."
speculation. Obviously, we haven't heard that. That's
If
what
she
happened.
found
We're just-
out that he was having an affair, that's
right,
it. Yeah.
right.
Which like speculation, but it's like, okay, speculation, but literally like, come on.
Also, Donut, quick question. That's a good point. If she was framing him, why not just say, "Hey, my husband killed these kids"?
You guys are almost wrapped up and you just open up.
Well, I'm just curious. So
Yeah.
throw that out there. You said if she is framing Patrick, then why not just say, "Bro killed my kids and tried to kill me"? She could have
that's
had
what I
that
just
planned
said.
out. She didn't have to plan it in a day.
That's literally what
know.
I just said.
Right. So why
It's
didn't
like you're
she
not even
say that?
listening. It's like you're not even listening.
So she
today.
planned for
Like-
herself to be paralyzed and frame him for it? That's
Well, no, she couldn't have. She thought she was going to kill herself. Like I think no matter what, if she
then what does it
tried to kill
matter if
herself
she's
or Patrick
dead
did, I think
to frame him? Like, who gives a fuck? Like, she's like, whatever, I'm dead. Like,
right.
it
It's like
doesn't-
can't blame me. I'm
can't-
dead. Yeah.
it doesn't matter.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I guess if anything,
Donut's like,
yeah. Sorry. Like, I guess if anything else comes up, we can talk
if
about it
anything,
next
like
week
we
a little bit,
said,
but
we it is tragic, and
yeah.
regardless of whoever is responsible, and if it comes out to be her, and again, if you guys are so confident in the justice system, the court system, and evidence, then the truth shall prevail is all I'm saying, even though OJ Simpson and Casey Anthony are walking free. So we will leave it at that. Have a nice night. Bye.
Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and see us next week.